This is video 1, A Path to Enlightenment. Uh, I'm first going to talk about how enlightenment has benefited me in my life, and then the rest of the videos will be teachings and things that people can work on to better themselves. So, there was a point in my life where, um, well, I'm assuming that you're all here for to grow, to create a sense of integrity, and to get past the obstacles that you might have in your life right now. And this is a good place to be because it means that you're willing to learn. It means that you're willing to change, to take the steps that are required to move past the challenges that face you today. And that's exactly what I have done. Um, the things that I talk about will be things that I have done, my own personal experiences, and insights that have come about from following the principles and doing them. Um, Important thing to remember would be I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. It's in the doing that we actually figure out what all this is about, what enlightenment is about, um, discovering the self and that which is beyond uh, knowledge, I should say. Um, but another quote that I would like to say is interpretation is sterile without application. We must apply the things that we learn in our life. It's like, is a wise man wise if he has all the knowledge in the world but he doesn't apply a single bit of it? Um, I would say no. Uh, Application is the key here, and it was the key for me. Um, I was in a real dark place, a deep hole when I first started, and I started getting into different kinds of books, positive thinking books. Started studying the Bible, um, which led to many other things. But that's how I first started off. I started off doing affirmations, which will be what I talk about in the next video, how to create affirmations. And I went for quite a few walks, enjoyed nature, tried to be in a place of serenity and peace within myself, even though at the time that was extremely difficult for me. But now it's not. I walk around in peace and serenity. Of course, there are things in life that still teach me patience and compassion and love and so on and so forth, but life is an ever growing process. We never stop growing, and people who stop growing, basically, it's like they're dead. You know, when you stop learning and stop growing as a person, the inside of us dies also. So, and that was really what was a driving force for me. Learning about faith, which in The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale really helped me. Jesus said, according to your faith, be it unto you. According to your faith, not mine, not his, not God's, your faith. It really kind of opened my eyes that it wasn't something outside of myself that was kind of dictating uh, my life. It was my own personal, my faith about the things and challenges in my life, and the faith about myself to be able to handle those challenges and to correct them in a positive manner and to learn from them. So, anyways, as I continued to read different books and listen to different CDs, I created affirmations, and every day in the morning I would write them down or read them, and then contemplate them or imagine them in my mind, and give it a lot of emotion, which is what we'll talk about later. And um, it really helped me. Uh, it helps. I'm in psychology now, so if you don't know much about psychology, um, we are conditioned, which means um, something that happens over and over and over again, and we get conditioned to it, and we behave a certain way. It's like a habit, for example. We're conditioned to walk. We walk and we don't even have to think about it. And so what happens is I was conditioned to think a certain way, and affirmations help to unlearn the negative conditioning thinking that I had, and reprograms yourself basically to think in the way that you want to think. So if you're having a problem with certain circumstances, then you write down an affirmation that would help correct that challenge in your life. And the more that you say it and imagine it and have emotion to it, the more it starts to become conditioned in your mind. So when you think about it, I should say, eventually it goes into your subconscious, and so therefore you don't have to think about it. It's just like walking. It becomes a part of you, and that's why affirmations are so important. And so, through all the teachings and the books and the studying that I did, and you have to, it's something that you're going to have to want. You just can't expect to grow without taking the initiative to grow. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's impossible. Um, Progress and growth are impossible if we continue to do the same things the way that we've always done them. We have to be willing to let go of previous beliefs and thoughts, and to open your mind. A cup that's full is already full. You have to empty your cup so that we can take in new knowledge and learn. Because if we already know how things are, then it's impossible to grow. We just can't grow because you already know what's right. And if you already know what's right, then why listen? Why learn to anybody, to anything or to anybody else? And so that's what I did. I opened my mind and I decided to take a, a radical step and to let go of everything that I had learned and to put my faith in wisdom and knowledge other than my own, other than what I've been taught from previous generations that didn't know what was right for them, you know. And that's one of the first steps that I had to take. And as I went along this journey, um, I've grown in every aspect of my life. The deep hole that I was in is no longer a deep hole. Um, I have peace. I have serenity. I love myself and I love people regardless of who they are. I know that sounds kind of hard to grasp and accept at this moment, uh, especially if you're not on this path, but you become to embrace the whole world and all of humanity and an all embracing love. Uh, and it can be done. Dedication, persistence, you gotta want it. And you gotta be willing to do what it takes. And if you're not willing to do what it takes and to put in the effort, then these videos won't be for you. But if you're willing to do what it takes to enjoy your life and to have the peace and serenity and walk around and just then these are for you. So, but another note to you would be that it doesn't happen right away. Um, it's a process. It takes time for things to get down into the subconscious mind. Um, and a lot of times that's hard for people because they say, oh, this ain't working, so I'm going to quit. But we have to have persistence and faith. According to your faith, be it unto you that you know that it will eventually take shape, and it will. And this I promise. But you have to keep on trying and keep on going and keep on doing until it takes shape in your life. So a lot of times people don't have the self restraint that it takes for an enduring happiness and peace with life. Instead, we want to always, especially in the American culture, now, now, now. We want it now. We don't want to put in the effort for what it takes to be happy because we can get some of the stuff right now. But we get this stuff and then it goes away and then we're not happy no more. And I think this is a big cause for depression because people are not content with what they have. And so instead of taking the self restraint and the integrity or learning to have integrity and become happiness instead of having happiness, that's what it's about, is becoming it. We don't have it, we become it. And you're already happiness. It's just that you have delusioned yourself into thinking uh, that you're not happy. You can be happy at any moment you choose. And that's another lesson that we will talk about later. So, this is my first video, and if you're here and what I said sounds like something you're interested in, then continue to keep on watching. Thanks.